Peace to all the inner lights out there. It's your brother Junus, aka Sergeant Blue. You're now tuned to Science and Numbers. Thank you for being with me at the moment. Please subscribe, like the page, and definitely share with others. So today we're gonna be talking about, for me, in my opinion, a new legend in the game. Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah, there's a lot going on with him. You've seen a lot happen to him this year for 2025. And it's actually something that I always talk about, you know what I'm saying? Because the vibration that we have at hand at the moment. 2025, if you guys ever checked out my predictions that I made in 2024, I'll drop a link below. And I talked about how 2025 has this hidden 16 vibration, you know what I'm saying? And that's very important to know. And I'm going to break it down and show you some examples. So, for example, what I mean by the 16 vibration. When you look at the vibration 2025, the 2 plus a 0 plus a 2 plus a 5, it equals 9, right? So we're in the year the 9. But however, though, there's a duality at play. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, the 16 vibration comes now when you actually separate the 20 vibration from the 25 energy. So we see 2025, right? Separate that 20, move away, move to the side, and just focus on the 25 vibration. That 25 vibration, it breaks down to a 7. A 2 plus the 5 breaks down to a 7. That 7 energy influences us in many ways. And this is one of the predictions that I made in 2024, December 12, 2024, when I was talking about how 2025 and because this year the 7 energy, because that has that hidden 7 energy, is going to impact our weather with water. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I talked about. So in certain places, certain states, you may see like floods, rainstorms, stuff like that getting hit, and they normally don't get hit. Like Texas, right? Texas, for example, is one of the predictions that kind of landed because about 106 people passed away, I believe, from that flood. So I just wanted to just show for an example. But with that being said, that 7 energy now, it connects with it being the year 9. You see what I'm saying? So that 9 plus the 7 equals 16. And that's something very important to know. Anytime you see a hidden 16 a year cycle or like a 16-year cycle, a lot of secrets start to come out. And that's what I talked about as well. You see the Shannon Sharp thing. You see what happened with Candace Owens. A lot of secrets came out for 2025, and I make a video about that, breaking it down and giving examples, so you guys could understand and learn more about it. You see what I'm saying? But right now we're going to focus on the fact, though, and show example of how this 2025 vibration has this hidden 16, and I can see this. Now, this is important to know because for me, in my experience studying astrology, numerology specifically, connecting with astrology, I always see connections with numbers and how they're very vibrant and how they come alive. So for me, I see everything always connects to numbers and not just the one. If you're born the first, all right, that's cool to know about yourself individually, those components, but how do you connect with a 2 vibration or a 4 vibration? So everything has like a story, when it comes to number vibration. So when I seen this hidden 16, I knew okay, 2025 is going to be very vicious and dangerous, where a lot of things are going to collapse, a lot of things are going to get ugly, you're going to hear crazy stories, things that I talked about in the prediction. But also with that, when you see the 16, the 21 always follows. That's just the rule of thumb. Always keep that in mind. Wherever the 16 goes, the 21 follows. Where the 21 is, there's going to be a 16. Perfect example of this is like Biggie being born on the 16th, on the 21st, and Pac being born on the 16th. We're in 2025, 30 years later, who are the biggest people right now in the stream world? Cenat being one of them, and I Show Speed, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in our community. So, and I Show Speed is born on the 21st, and Cenat is born on the 16th. And anytime these two energies come together, there's going to be a shift in the world. And we're definitely going to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? But right now, let's focus on what I mean, how this energy now influences Dr. Umar. So, And it gets deeper than that because you're like, oh, it's not by coincidence. Da, da, da. No, there's something in the underlining right now in 2025. And the one thing I had to observe was what I had to observe. If it's true that everywhere the 16 goes, the 21 follows, then that means certain things will happen with the 21 vibration, right? So then I started peeping it, and then what did I see? I saw during that time. Remember when? Remember when the inauguration and Elon Musk made the gesture. He made. I think the inauguration was on the January 20. But when you add that up, 20 plus the one is 21. And there's a lot of controversy behind that. You know what I'm saying? The Tesla stocks started dropping. A lot of things happened. They weren't feeling that. But it was a combination of that. So, all right. That was like a hidden 21, but it was on the 20th. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. Then George Foreman passes away. And George Foreman passes away during spring equinox on the 21st. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, George Foreman passed away on the 21st. Then after that, you hear in the news, the Pope passed away around Easter. The Pope passed away on the 21st as well of April of this year. See what I'm saying? Wherever 16 goes, the 21 follows. Um, Talk about it again. Who's popping right now in social media? Just blew up and shot up. Ashton Hall, I believe his name is the guy. The sirens. Him. I checked his birthday out. He has the same birthday as Drake, October 24th. And we're gonna talk about him in another video about the success and everything. But the one thing to check out though, he lost against I Show Speed, what we talked about earlier, and I Show Speed is born on the 21st. You see what I'm saying? So he's like the biggest thing on social media, and like I guess it's some humiliation ritual, whatever that may be, whatever happened in that moment, he lost to somebody who was born the 21st. And I talked about where the 16 goes because just hitting 16 to 21 follows. You see what I'm saying? So you guys are starting to catch the patterns. Um, then we also heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner. He passed away on the 20th, but I almost felt like everybody found out about it on the 21st. 'Cause I thought he passed away on the 21st, you know what I'm saying? But he actually had passed away on the 20th, but I almost felt like I don't know, I found out on the 21st. I don't know about you guys. You guys can leave a comment below. Definitely let me know when you guys found out about it. But for me, and I know a lot of other people, they found out on the 21st originally. But with that being said, notice what's happening right now. Who's being influenced? Who's getting exposed, right? The person we talked about in the beginning, Dr. Umar Johnson, right? With his daughter, then his ex-girlfriend came out. The school he's about to lose, everything that's happening to him right now, it feels like a whirlwind, like a catastrophe, and it's just getting ugly in one aspect. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about the positive, but in one aspect. And Dr. Umar himself, he's born on the 21st, August 21st, right? He's always talking about that in his videos. So that just something to be mindful of, and it's something you see now. See, anywhere the 16 go, the 21 always follows. You see what I'm saying? It's just something that's within that frequency and that vibration, because like the 16 is kind of like an energy where it shows like the dark side energy that's trying to seek light. But because it's trying to seek so much light, the vibration of it, it kind of has to go through dark energies. You know what I'm saying? Understand it, even sometimes get caught up in it, but then overcome and triumph it and eventually shoot back up. You know what I'm saying? So it's in that energy of that dark and light energy. 21 kind of represents like the devil's mind in a way. So if you're a 16 and you know like the devil's playing tricks with you and you're digging, and you're fighting against yourself, you're fighting against these egos, right? It's like a fire, you know what I'm saying? In the mind, the 21's like playing mind tricks, whatever, all these different things trying to convince you otherwise. So it's like the 1621 has this duality, and in it, if you fail, it could be destruction. But if you pass, it could be light. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you see today in 2025, all these things happening around the world, the 16 vibration, everything falling. But even like in Dr. Umar's life, you see things falling as well in one aspect because he pretty much promised the people one thing. But now, as you transition around 2025, and we're about to go to 2026, and remember, 2026 is the year of the one. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus is 6 is 10, and that 1 plus is 0 is 1. And that one energy complements Leos. You see what I'm saying? And Dr. Umar's a Leo, but not only that, Dr. Umar's born the 21st, and the 21 plus the 1 year cycle gives him the 22 vibration. So he'd be magnifying for 22 vibration for 2026. And in fact, we actually are in 2026, and I'll talk about that in another video already. But every time Spring Equinox arrives, the 2026 energy comes into play. So because of that, Leos get affected, and there was a whole bunch of Leos that got affected after 2026, not just Dr. Umar, you know what I'm saying? So that's just something to be mindful of. But with that being said, because Dr. Umar, advocated, made promises about the school for X amount of years, over 13 years, and nothing came to fruition, you see that it was supposed to be that big moment in his life, the epic moment for the school to be open this year, whatever, or a couple years before, whatever it was. But this year, if he had opened it before, this year would have shown like he'd be vibrating very, very high because it would have complemented him. You see what I'm saying? Because that 2026 energy right now is in effect, and it's influencing Leo very strongly. And because he's so pinnacle as a Leo and his voice is so out there in social media, this is why the light is kind of shining on him, but it's shining on him in a negative way, exposing everything. You see what I'm saying? But in actuality, this is actually a time for him to actually shine. And you're gonna kind of see that actually come. You're gonna kind of see that in one aspect, like I was saying before, because it's the year to one, and we already go. It's the year to one. We go by sun planets already, and the sun already complements Leo, right, in that energy. And also, he's born on the 21st, and the 21 plus that one equals 22. So he's vibrating specifically individually, and anybody born on the 21st as well with this 22 vibration. You see what I'm saying? So this would have complimented him greatly. But however, though, he didn't really step up to the plate and do what he had to do. So that's why everything's kind of like flipping upside down for him, and he's just being exposed right now. So these are things to just be mindful of. But what will compliment him, I don't know if you guys know this, because all of these compliments, because like it's still supposed to be a very powerful and pinnacle year for him overall. I don't know if you guys know, there's like a account right now on Instagram. Like it's very funny. It's like memes about Dr. Umar, about all the stuff he did, like on his lives, interviews, whatever it is, and they like kind of like flipped it and made memes out of it, and it has crazy sound effects. It's a very funny account, and I don't know, for some reason I have like this weird feeling that it's going to like pop. You know what I'm saying? But that's feel like it might be a grace moment, you know what I'm saying? They should use that money, you know what I'm saying, for the donations, to help them out. But that's just something to be mindful of. And I wanted to break that down to you guys with that 16 vibration and the 21 vibration. Anywhere the 16 go, the 21 follows. And, Dr. Umar himself is being impacted by this energy as somebody born on the 21st. You see what I'm saying? He's like one of the biggest voices out there in social media. Maybe people on the outside may not know about him too much, but in social media, stuff like that, he is very popular. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he raised over like $3 million, so enough people know about him to give him bread. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, um, yeah, with that being said, keep it like that for that aspect. But to kind of go a little further, to push that with that 16 energy to 21, I'll give you some other example. Like another example is kind of like when Kim Kardashian and Kanye West split up, right? You see that Kim Kardashian, she went with Pete Davidson. Like I was mad random, like what happened? But Kim Kardashian born the 21st, and Pete Davidson is born on the 16th. You know what I'm saying? But that's not by coincidence. It's just something about the energy. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Cenat born the 16th. He had a girlfriend born on the 21st. That's something you guys can double check. I feel like I like skimmed through something, a girl he was dating randomly. I don't know if they're still together, but she's born on the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. You see what I'm saying? So agents should be mindful of even everything that happened with Travis Scott on the stage where everything collapsed. There's a strong duality with the 16 and 21. I made a video about that years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's something you guys could check out, or I'll actually leave it a tag or something like that. Um, with that being said, I said before, other energies you see right now with the 21 because it's 16 energy that's hitting the year cycle. I think that this guy like something Rubin, Mark Rubin or something like that. I don't know, but he's like they're saying that he has like strong influence with Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? At the concert, wearing all white and like the tattoo stuff on his legs and stuff like that. And they think it's about with that guy, but if you look at that guy, Ruben himself, he's gonna have strong influence because he's born the 21st. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm digging too much into his information, but I'm seeing stuff about baby pop or little baby pop up. So I'm thinking that, you know what I'm saying? It has a lot of influence with that him being born the 21st, you know, the person he's being involved with. Even with the combination, right, of Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, this is also something to be mindful of as well because when you see the this particular vibration, Donald Trump he's born on the 14th, and Vladimir Putin he's born on the 7th. So 14 plus 7 is 21. So 14 plus 7 being 21, you're going to see like this is going to have an influence, you know, in our world because of that hidden 16 energy like I was talking about before. So keep all of this in mind. Like this is not by coincidence. Everything that's happening around the world is like being timed and recorded. You know what I'm saying? And the numbers and the vibrations are there to show and tell a story. And I definitely hope you guys actually, you know, caught on. Or if you're born the 16th of the month or the 21st of the month, you know, leave a comment below. Let me know if you know somebody, you know, if you're 16, if you know somebody born the 21st, or if you're born the 21st, do you know somebody born the 16th? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, comment below to solidify everything I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about as well. You see what I'm saying? So that's just something to be mindful of. People born the 16th and the 21st get influenced a lot for 2025. You know, you see everything happening with Young Thug right now, right? He's getting exposed heavy, right? That's it. Like that's it. You know, he pretty much killed hip hop, right? But that's what it is. He's born the 16th. That's why I'm mentioning it because he's born the 16th. You know, that pinnacle rise and everything falling. You know, so pay attention to that. You know, there's a lot more to come. Right now we're in September. Um, I'm gonna make more videos like this. I definitely want to start doing more videos like this because sometimes it's not easy for me to make the animated videos. You know, find the beats, copyright, and all that stuff. Actually, most of all my videos are like copywritten. You know what I'm saying? Because of like some of the beats are like you know somebody else or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of annoying. So I'm gonna do this for a bit. Try it out. You know, talk about different topics. If you guys want me to talk about something, you know, maybe the Shannon Sharp thing, or go more in deep into details. Definitely we'll do it after hitting 16. We'll talk about other things as well. But that was something I want to talk about the 16 energy to 21 and why it's having such a strong impact on Dr. Umar. And it's not about, and he's just caught in this whirlwind right now. You know the reason why because it's the time. You know it's the moment right now. So yeah, guys. With that being said, hope you guys enjoy the content, information. Leave a comment, like I said below. Subscribe, like the page, share with others definitely. It's your brother Junus, aka Sag and Blue. Remember, guys, always let your know, let shine. Junus.